All right, so our first movement in our daily prep routine is called the 90-90 good morning. So Jenny, my fearless assistant here, she wants to make sure when we talk 90-90, we're talking about 90 degrees. So her ankles are at 90 degrees, her knee and hip are at 90 degrees, and then her upper body as well. And she's just going to take a nice deep inhale, and as she does, she's going to open up, keeping her shoulders and hips as square as she can, just opening, really opening her chest, and go ahead and go all the way down to the floor. Good. And you can kind of find a good pace that works for you as you inhale and exhale, so bringing back together across your body. Good. You just want to kind of complete that 2 or 3 times, just working through that progression. So that's the 90-90 good morning. Thanks, Jenny. All right, guys, so our second movement is our hip rock. So you might have heard this also called cat-cow in a yoga studio or a yoga setting. But what Jenny's going to do, she's just going to be on all fours here, and she's going to really just tuck and do a little bit of a hyperextension so her butt's kind of sticking up in the air. And then she's going to just rock back, keeping her toes down, heels back until she's really pushing her butt back into her feet, and slowly she'll rock back forward. And now she's going to kind of tuck her feet under, and her butt is going to start to move in the other direction, giving a little bit of a bend in her spine there. So she's going to come back to all fours. So again, she's going to get little hyperextension, sticking her butt up, movement back onto her toes. Good. And then she's going to come back forward. And this time she's going to put a little bit of curve in her spine. Rock back. Again on her knees. So that's our hip rock movement for our morning prep. We are back. Our third exercise is going to be the curl up to a glute bridge. So Jenny's got her feet down flat, knees bent, and she's just going to slide her fingers forward towards her heels until she gets in a nice little crunch type position, an abdominal crunch. And then as she leans back, rests her back flat, she's going to just press her hips up until she's in a glute bridge. So she's really engaging her glutes, her hamstrings, you can see here, and also her abdominals, keeping those nice and tight in her core. And she's going to come back down and again progress through that. So nice curl up, keeping her hands flat on the ground, trying to relax her neck too. And then she's going to just press up through her heels into a nice glute bridge, trying to stay nice and flat. You can see a good line all the way through her hips. So that's number 3 in our progression. All right, we're back with Miss Jenny. We're going to do what's called the quadruped shoulder turn. So she's in just an all-four tabletop type position. She's going to just take one of her hands behind her head, keeping her shoulders nice and square and her hips. She's going to just twist in, creating a little bit of a turn in her upper body and her hips, and then coming back, stretching out her back and then chest as she comes back forward. And again, just rocking down, trying to get a nice straight line in her shoulder blades, good stretch in her back. And then extending out, getting a little bit of that pectoral stretch there. Nice job, Jenny. All right, team, we are back with heel slides, the next movement in our daily prep. So Jenny's here, she's got her core really engaged, and her hands above her head allow her to keep a nice structure in her core and give her a little bit of a transition there. So she's going to keep her hands forward, and then she's just going to take one of her feet and just slide that heel out until it's fully extended, getting a nice contraction in her quadricep there, and bring it back. And then just going to go and transition to the other side and continue to rotate and alternate through those two sides, always keeping, again, her hands up in her core, nice and engaged. heel slides. All right, folks, so our next movement in our daily prep is the calf stretch. So Jenny here just on all fours, almost like a down dog position yoga-wise, and then she's just gonna start to alternate bending her knee and keeping her other foot as flat as she can. And as she works through this, more than likely she'll get a little bit more of a stretch going and her heel will be able to stay down even a little closer to the ground with each repetition. So just a great way to activate your calves, get a little bit of stretch in your Achilles, and also probably up into your hamstrings a little bit too. So we're back. This is the wing swing. So Jenny's going to be in a standing position for this one. And then with just thumb up, she's going to go out to the side, good laterally, and then just bring that thumb and elbow behind her back till she gets a good stretch down her back and also into her chest, shoulder area. So up, good, and then just back nice and slow. Remember to focus on your breathing, inhaling and exhaling as you move through that, and just make sure you're doing both sides. So that's the wing swing. Okay, our next movement is called the lunge combo. So it may take a little bit of work on this one. There's a couple different moving parts, but just starting in a nice lunge position here, Jenny is first going to bring her arm across her body, so the same arm of the leg that's down, and just place it on the ground. Her other arm for support. And then she's going to twist back to her starting position. Good, and then get into a little bit of a runner stretch here. So heels down, toe is up. All right, so she brings that toe up. She's going to get a little bit more stretch in the back of her knee and her hamstring. Come back into her lunge position. Good, and then she's actually going to be in more of an upright twist. Good, so she gets a little bit of that thoracic spine twist. Good, back. And then she's going to actually pop up. She may go out of the screen a little bit here. Pop up and bring her knee forward. Good. And then right back into the lunge, switching sides. So that's our lunge combo. All right, our last movement is called an inverted T. So we're going to start in just a standing position, and then Jenny's going to kick her one leg back, and as she does, just bringing arms out for balance, hinging forward at the waist until she gets a nice flat back, and then standing, and then switching sides. So again, balance, a little bit of single leg stability here. Good. No shaking. One more. Good. And just wants to keep a nice straight line between her neck, her hips, and her knee. Awesome.